squad here that went 4-0 against Toda, who's also sitting in the upper bracket in their own respective group in their grand finals.
Exactly. That really is scary. I would always look at Team SMG with Sasa in it because I think the veteranship that we can see from this guy, as well as the fact that he kind of played more internationally compared to others. I mean, especially with all of the information that's able to get, and of course SMG with their coach, they're not too shabby at all. I mean, for sure, the last time we saw them, it wasn't that good, but their performance in the MPL Season 4, as Leo said, and the fact that they have prepared for M3, that makes them a very exciting team to watch.
Absolutely. We are going to see a firework match here, all right? This is going to be very interesting, but on the other side of the spectrum, we've mentioned a lot about SMG. We've spoke a lot about SMG. Coming into this, Coach Ducky, he is one of the people who are saying you need to put a very, very good look into that team. But we cannot forget who this is right here. RRQ HOSHI, the team that has made it to every single M World Series from M1 to M3. Here with Clay, R7, Sin, Albert, and Vin. This roster is an Indonesian all-star lineup.
Not just a three-time M competitor, three-time MPL champion as well. Just recently finished second place grand finalist in MPL ID Season 8. I just have one question. Why is it Sin? Why not Skylar? I think as an Indonesian, you might have some insight. Why is it Sin playing?
Honestly, sure. Skyler, he has huge mechanics, insane at the game and in laning. But man, if we're looking at gold laners, this guy Zin, the experience will shine through. In this first match, they're not going against any father team. They're going against SMG, the champions of Malaysia. We saw what Todak did to Onyx. They do not want to take any risk here. They want to go safe into that upper brackets because, man, it is not going to be easy.
So that's Coach Achill's call here.
Yes.
Coach Achill ain't cutting any corners. Sin, you're coming in.
You're coming in. Obviously, Achil has a lot to prove as well. A lot of players, a lot of the Indonesian community still believe somehow right now that James is a better coach.
Yeah, what a prelude though, as we shift the camera to Coach James, formerly of RRQ, now is able to be another championship, right? So much championships in this guy. And say I'm so excited about this. This is like, I don't know if it's like a student versus mentor thing or maybe a new guy versus an old guy kind of thing, but even in the draft, we might see a big battle already, big brave battle. So this makes me so excited about the draft. I'm looking at even just that's the seconds used when it comes to picks and bats, right? That's gonna be intense. And then the way that they will be picking up heroes, oh my goodness, I can't wait.
You know what's interesting, Leo and Wolf? Achil brought RRQ to the M1 World Championships. James brought RRQ to the M2 World Championships, and now they're facing head-to-head in the first match of Group D.
We couldn't write this even if we tried. This is just the reality of things.
That's beautiful.
This is how beautiful and poetic this moment is. We're on the last day of the group stage and still stories, fantasies, epics are being written, and I can't believe that we're able to do it in under 20 minutes. Like, can you believe how significant and important the best of ones are? Again, not only are they just equalizers, but they're also wake-up calls to teams who might have those small little calibration issues that, like, oh, if I lost the best of one, that's more than just a comeback. It's something that we have to address in the group stage and the playoffs.
Yeah, we can now see the members of RRQ. What I'm excited about is you mentioned about this about Shane, because when we talk about this guy, instead of like playing Skylar, and it was a decision. I do agree with Mirko, where Sin has more, let's say, more experience to him. But more importantly, the Sin and Big connection that we saw from the past World Championships and, of course, in the MPL. What also really hypes me about RQ, Albert. I do wish that Albert would get his hands on a good assassin, maybe the Ning or the Hayabusa. Knowing James, however, they will not let that happen. I think James knows RQ too well, but maybe a Lancelot can come in. Maybe somewhere along the lines of like Lee Sin Chin as well. I mean, Albert is not too shabby with that hero too. So with RRQ, we're talking about how good they are mechanically speaking and how that was their bread and butter for the past few MPL seasons. Hopefully, that will not change this time. I don't want to see a macro-based gameplay from RRQ. I want to see them like hit heroes and team fight always. I want to see them be aggressive this time.
There's something with the analyst chair, bro. You get aggressively demanding about what these teams start to play. LaFell
It's
was.
the World Championship. I want a ticket to here. I'm just kidding.
We flew out. We flew out.
We flew out to Singapore to watch it.
Absolutely, but if you guys want to watch this absolute banger game, go ahead and catch the MP World Championships live on MeWatch from the 6th to the 19th of December and win various in-game awards while doing that. So what are you waiting for? Switch on to MeWatch right now. Join us as SMG face off against RRQ HOSHI. Now, I do want to talk about that. You kind of poked it a little bit. Albert is the guy you want to put your eyes to. This guy, you got two savages in MPO. The Roger, we saw it on the Lancelot as well. Back in season 7, we saw it on the Link. Basically, practically 1v5ing alter ego, alright? This man is worthy of the M3 stage. He is worthy of every single stage, but we'll see how James drafts against them. In MPLI, James actually let that Link go. We saw how that turned out.
Yes.
Not the outcome that anyone would expect. If you're an SMG fan, you're like, I think just ban 3 heroes to now.
Yeah, personally, I'm over the fact that MPLI wasn't a good way to measure Team SMG's potential.
Absolutely.
We have to accept that. And now this Team SMG, again led by this man on screen, as Coach James, he's going to make different calls now. He's going to make different decisions. And on the battlefield, even before the draft starts, I think he's going to want to equip his players, make sure Sasa gets his hands on those young Marco. This metagame is defined by said marksman. Beatrix has been unlocked. Beatrix is making quite a statement. Currently, Beatrix is sitting at a lovely 70% win rate. 10 picks. That is huge numbers, given how many teams want to play Beatrix.
One thing I do want to take note on is, again, right here, as we, I want to switch back to MPLID Season 8. When the season started, Beatrix was a prio hero. Definitely one of the top picks in the MLC. And guess what? RRQ, they knew that. And what they bring to the mid lane for Clay, it was Saber. They got an assassin in the mid lane, getting that kill pressure and basically shutting Beatrix's early lead from the start. I'm not too sure whether they're going to go for that here again, but it is certainly a possibility, as we are already going to see the Ling banned out from the side of SMG, taking it away from Albert's hands, and the Selena from RRQ.
The most recent heroes that RRQ picked were in the big ticket heroes like Alberts, like your Paquito. But I think the most prominent pick coming out from RRQ is definitely this Esmeralda. And I'm sure that they will be the ones who will prioritize that. In the past games during the MPLI, it was a hero that was the anchor for RRQ, especially during their victories. So that is probably one of the heroes that SMG might look into. Maybe ban your Hayabusa and your Link, and then eventually, somewhere along the lines of Esmeralda.
Yeah, they can kind of open it. They can play with it. You can still try to prioritize those heroes like Beatrix, those heroes like Matilda, and then trade off for the aforementioned other hot picks.
And then it will be a high probability because that indicates and almost signals to me that you're going to pick either Esmeralda or something along the lines of an average. But yeah, I think that Esmeralda is maybe a third pick for RRQ.
Absolutely, and now it is going to be a very, very interesting ban coming in from the side of RRQ, because we all know Sasa, back in MPL Malaysia, he loved that Kimi. So far, we haven't seen any Kimi picks, but is it going to be in the hands of SMG, of RRQ? Do they want to take it away? Does SMG even want to pick it at this stage? We haven't seen a whole lot of Kimi, actually, but again, it is a comfort pick for Sasa. Carry as well.
Yeah, there's just way too many marksmen to try and figure that out. So I think RRQ is just going to play to their strengths and not try to lock down SMG. That is just way too much of an ask. You're thinking of way too many things, and that's how you lose. You get out of your comfort zone, you lose track of what you want to do, get from point A to point B, you lose track of things, and then you just, next thing you know, Sasa just breaking down your base. So don't do that. RRQ, interestingly enough, they started to ban out the Amon, which was debuted in day 2 by Onyx Philippines. It slowly started to get the respect it deserves.
Yeah. When it comes to first picks, you still have the Paquito, you still have the Beatrix. I'm not entirely sure if RQ is inclined to actually first pick the Beatrix. I said this one very strong hero, but kind of tricky hero if you're in the literally first pick. Maybe if you're in the red side,
You can trade for it. Yeah.
trade for it. Matilda is also open, and RRQ really loves that hero as well. At least in the regular season of FPL Season 8 Indonesia.
Grab it, Ben. Grab it.
Yep.
Let's see what's happening here for the side of RRQ now with their first pick. They can go for Matilda, securing a very good hero for Vin. A Ruby perhaps as well is opened up, or is going for Beatrix, but no, it is actually going to be the Paquito. One hero that we've seen actually, it's been nerfed this patch, but we have seen it being very successful here in the M3 stage. Obviously, still sitting at a 75% win rate with 8 times.
That's very high stats because of the fact that Makito cannot be nerfed ever. Just simply because of the mechanics of the hero. But now the answer, it's going to be the Matilda for SMG and the Clint. And I think you know what it is for RQ. It will be the Esmeralda. Maybe the Beatrix as well because it can answer this Clint. But knowing RQ, sometimes they answer Clint pick with Brody. So it might be a choice for them. So my guess is here for RQ. Somewhere along the lines of Beatrix as well as Brody, and then the Esmeralda for their XP later.
Farsa, still, you can give Clay something good and something that can kite around, maybe eat the circling eagle, and give Sasa a run for his money. And there it is!
Alright.
We were half correct. We were 50-50 on the
If
trade.
we combine it together, I think that we are
100% correct. There you go.
A fun fact about RRQ's draft, whenever they get Esmeralda, whoever plays it, man, it can be Sin, it can be R7,
Yeah.
they have just been on a roll. And also Clay getting that comfort pick. Farsa and Deep, this is his 2 signature picks, and we have seen so much from this man on those 2 heroes. So they are getting their comfort picks, not just comfort picks, but also Pryo, strong in the meta right now. And SMG, they will have to respond. Matilda already quite enough countered.
It seems like we have gone back to the fundamental way of drafting. Very rarely will we see two team up with a team pick up 2 side laners. And yeah, this is what you want to do. You want to kind of keep one of your side laners as SMG goes ahead and picks up the Yisun Shin. Now we have something for win.
With this Yisun Shin and Matilda, just big tempo boost for SMG. When you're looking at the areas of RQ, if they put this Paquito in the jungle role, it kind of means that they can match up against the Yisun Shin, at least when it comes to the tempo. But when it comes to objective taking, both the Clint as well as the Yisun Shin have so much turret damage as well as hero damage. Now for SMG, that might be the idea. They are going to be looking for additional heroes that can match up well against the objective taking potential of RQ. Now for SMG, this might be a Thanos of Expedited. Can be the choice for SMG, especially because it's better against the Esmeralda as well as the hero. But it could be banned by RQ.
Absolutely. Now, honestly, look at SMG. They are batting away the Lancelot from the side of RRQ, man. Getting 3 assassins out of Albert's hands.
Exactly.
But RRQ, they might be cheeky with it right here. Roger is still up and open. Whenever Albert gets the Roger, this is one of the picks that we haven't seen a lot from because Roger has just been out of the meta for quite a while now. But his Roger got savage in MPL Season 8. From their composition, it does really seem like they want to be able to dive and kite away. Roger provides the best of both worlds right now. So we'll see what happens there. As also, they've really kind of set it up with the Ruby ban. Roger is going to be really good.
Yeah. You see this Paquito first pick coming out from RQ, it's always a flex pick. And even with the presence of the Esmeralda, you can't say that this will be a jungler Paquito or an X-Blade Paquito because both the Esmeralda can be played both gold and X-Blade. This means as well that it's hard to ban against RQ in the next phases because now SMG is assuming this will be not a jungler Paquito. Instead, it will be in the X-Blade because they ban both the Aegis as well as the Lancelot. This means that they can only take away either the Yuzhong or the Thams in their 4th pick. Now RQ can always answer with a different hero from the off-lane, somewhere along the lines of Lapu-Lapu, or maybe even just use this Esmeralda in the X-Lane. Then get a gold lane mage like a Lilia to destroy the species lineup of SMG.
It seems like they picked up a different band here. I love that you brought up the Yuzhong and Tams because those are some of the top heroes that Smooth from SMG field, and he doesn't get the nod much. Honestly, people keep saying, oh, it's Zyme Senpai, oh, it's Sasa.
Yeah.
Hell, even Expedea will get the nod most times, but most people don't look at Smooth. People don't know Smooth, and I love Smooth. The way that he played in the Grand Finals really just opened up the map for Sasa.
Oh, you have it opening up the map. Someone with insane mobility here with that shield unity is able to just open up the map really, really well. With the help of the Eastern as well, it is going to be really good. Now, again, that on the shocker, basically getting the map pressure very early on. But RRQ, they can respond with something as well. One of Vince's signature picks, the Jawhead, is still up for grabs here, and we haven't seen that at all.
What the hell is happening to him? We have that Joy. What was that? It's crazy. RRQ though, last time we saw them field the Esmeralda, they paired, and then when they went up against like Marksman or something, they paired up with a Florid. And Florid is also a hero that surprised to not see at all. Now, if you're looking at something else along the lines of Marsa, there it is!
There it is. We were looking for it and we spoke about it yesterday, Wolf.
Yep.
We talked about it just being bullied out of the meta. It's because that one isolation play compared to when you have a Ruby available, this is your next best pick. And again, it's inferior to Ruby in the current metagame. And you know what I read from the back shop? SMG saying, I dare you to pick the Florin. I dare you to pick the Rafaela. And that's what's open here. But RRQ read into it. Coach Achil, not doing it.
I love the Brody. We talked about this. We brought this up in the early parts of the draft. It's Grid versus the Clip. And we also talked about this Lilia, which is going to come from the mid lane for SMG. Going to be the source of big bursts, which will be great against the squishier side Pakito as well as the Farsa and the Brody in a way. However, this Jawhead and Farsa combo, I've seen this before from RRQ. They are not going to stop making the plays. Clay is going to be amazing with his Farsa in combination with Vin's Jawhead. And this is a classic combo that RRQ always fielded. In maybe, 3 MPL seasons already?
Yeah, honestly, looking at the draft, it is so exciting, man. Finally, it is basically all going to come down to the execution. Both of them have clear-cut win conditions. It's just about who can get those win conditions to happen here in match number 1 already. I am so hyped for this, honestly, Vito.
No, just the draft alone was such an intellectual battle. It was so cerebral between Achil and James. So the battle itself, as we go to the Nonton, should not disappoint.
Let's see what happens here. RRQ takes on SMG in the first match of day 4. Let's see what happens here as Achil and James, they've done their job. It is time for the players to do theirs. Let's get into the land of dawn.
R7 on the Esmeralda. Going up against the backshot, obviously not the matchup that you want, but at least R7 will have this avarice up because of the fact that Basha is melee anyways. We can see like the Joy just making sure that he will take out that grabber. So this is a steal from RRQ HOSHI.
Yeah, RRQ already making moves here on the map, and it's going to be a little longer actually taken away by Win. Finn going very aggressively, but wait a minute, it might be disastrous here for the side of RRQ. They had to use that flicker early on. It is going to be a resource burnt away. They get the little longer out of there, but it is still SMG right now leading in terms of that map pressure.
And that's what you lose out on the Jawhead with. We saw this in the various MPL regions. If you're not snowballing, if you're not owning as the Jawhead, you kind of just need that one window, and you're not going to get that window in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Absolutely. Now, it is going to be SMG trying to look for something in that bottom side. This is what they like to do. They play for that bottom side. Get Sasa ahead is the name of this team right now. But so far, they aren't able to actually give him a lot of room. Sid still sitting under that turret.
Yep, in the first minute, we saw that they had the upper quadrant control. Now they're answering back. And slowly, I think it's rotation. We'll go ahead and give the nod to SMG. Close one for Zion Sempoy, though. They might walk into this. Expedia.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be actually the ejector coming in. Expedia still able to run away somehow with the guy they win and the flicker. But both teams still so close to one another. Albert has got 2 people low, but hasn't been able to execute that kill right now. First blood is still on the table. So is the turtle right there. Spawn already in the second minute going in right now.
Not having the flicker onto 2 members of Team SMG would kind of bite them in the for his turtle take. I mean, not 2 flickers, but 1 purified and 1 flicker, and maybe now 3.
Yeah, R7 goes in for a fall. I wouldn't look at that. Albert goes for the knockout strike. The combo started to come in, but the X-Strike hasn't popped. Turtle being taken by Albert, as that is just a beautiful retribution. Albert, the baby alien, he's going to go for more, but we will have to wait because the first blood is still up for grabs.
I love it. Opening up with the R7. This is the way he plays the Esmeralda, even early on. Doesn't even need the items, just the fact that the kit of the hero plays so well to his style. It's what they need. It's what opened up the XP lane. It's what opened up the turtle. And I could have sworn Team SMG was going to get it. There was the mountain. The RRQ HOSHI, they placed Clay so properly. They placed Bin so properly. And now we're eating our words. The ejector is what they needed in that very moment.
Can we talk a little bit about that retribution by Albert? Because it looked like, man, SMG had the control.
Definitely. I would say the composure came out from Albert. I mean, he's done it so many times. Like, this is a land setup as well. Right?
Oh, there goes it for the combination and the prediction. First blood, as you can already hear the screams from RRQ. That's your Razor first blood.
I could have sworn that he might be even faster than what he's being SMG. That's the reaction. He knows that a bigger will come in, and even through the turret, the aggro went in.
Absolutely, Albert already forcing Zion's endpoint. He used that black shoe, just pure aggression. This is RRQ HOSHI's playstyle. All they want to do is keep banging on the door, and certainly this is
Wah nganti Maniac ping middle.